Hello again. I wasn't planning on making another video, but circumstances have come up and I wanted to show you a few things, and oh my goodness, it is so convoluted how I got to where I got, and I kind of got to back up so that you understand where I came from and how I got there. And well, I guess I don't have to, but I usually do because I talk too much. But anyway, anyway, the other night I was online. It was September 29th, because I post things in advance, and I got this video on Facebook from a friend that said that the Georgia Guidestone 2014 cube was removed and smashed. Now, there are a lot of things about what have happened that I totally don't agree with, that don't seem right, that there's questions, lots of questions. But the point of the matter is that not only were they smashed, but before they were taken out, we found out that there were other things on those guidestones, on this little cube that was in the guidestone, more than what we just realized were on there before. See, people thought it said 20 on one side and 14 on the other. Well, it turns out that it also had 8 and 16 on the opposite sides, and some letters on the top and the bottom. Nobody knows what any of the letters mean, but when I saw those extra numbers, I thought, ooh, 8/16/2014. Maybe it's a date. Maybe it's something that I need to look up online. Anyhow, I went ahead and took a look and did some research, and absolutely nothing happened on 8/16/2014. Nothing. The Youth Summer Olympics in China were the only thing that I could find that happened, and it has nothing to do with anything. So then I got to thinking about it. What if instead of 8/16/2014, it was 8/14/2016? So I pulled up Stellarium and went to 8/16/8/14, I don't know, 2016, and then I went and looked around to see what was going on, and this does not look like what I wanted to. There! That's what I came up with. And what we're looking at here is Scorpius. Scorpius is the symbol of war, specifically with Israel. Not a good sign. If you look at what's going on in Scorpius, we have Saturn, which is Satan, and Mars, which is war. And looky there, they're in the claws. One claw here and one claw there. If that isn't symbolism, I don't know what is. I also went online and took a look to see what in the world was going on 8/14/2016. Turns out that 8/14/2016 is Tisha B'Av, which is a terrible, terrible day for Israel. It is one of their major fasting days. It's the day that both of the temples were destroyed. Bad things happened to Israel on that day. So you mix the Tisha B'Av with this here, and it looks like that day may be a day that isn't going to be so good. And I don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are pointing toward, but if it's pointing toward 8/14/2016, the symbolism's already set up, and there's a lot of stuff already set up, so that it could be a very, very nasty, ugly day. But anyway, that is not what I wanted to talk about. While I was here, I thought, wait a second, I did a video all the way through to Elul, to Rosh Hashanah, and I showed you the signs in the heavens and where the moon was and where the sun was and all the fun things, but I never went through the rest of the feasts. So what I did was I went ahead to Sukkot, because Sukkot is the second half of the feast. It's actually an 8-day feast. Out of the feast, it's the last portion of what we were going to look at, and of course it was in Virgo that we were looking, so Virga, and enter. And it takes us over there, and oh my word, would you look at this! Before, we were looking at what was inside of the harvest, right here in Virgo. Right down here in the hand where the harvest and the wheat are. Look at what we have here. Venus and the Sun and Mercury, right down there in the hand of it. And of course 14 is right about in the middle of Sukkot. And I wondered, does it go through Sukkot? So we backed up to the beginning of Sukkot. Now remember, October 4th is Yom Kippur. It's 5 days after that to the beginning of Sukkot. And here we are, all the way down the length of it. And as we go through it, they get closer and closer and closer and closer. Oh, it's so exciting. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Ah! I'm sorry. I just get really geeked. And anyhow, isn't that the coolest thing ever? It's like they all converge. They come into this little itty bitty group right here inside this harvest, and it's during the days of Sukkot. How exciting is that? I mean, symbolism. I love the symbolism. It's fantastic. So I had to share that because that is just so exciting. And now you also found out about the 2016 thing too. I only meant to show you this though, but oh, isn't this cool? Have a good afternoon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.